Hello everyone. Today we'll perform a hands-on session on Google Patents. So Google Patents is a database that contains both patent as well as non-patent literature. Let's look at this particular field. This is a Google taskbar in which we'll type Google Patents. This is the first link that has come. So this is the taskbar in which we need to write a keyword. Suppose the keyword is glucose monitoring device. We have an option that we can include the non-patent literature and we can exclude it. The non-patent literature is taken from Google Scholar. Let's click on this particular button and hit the search icon. So these are the patents that have come up. We can also use synonyms and limit our search. Suppose we want to use synonyms like controller, pump, controller, we already used. It could be a monitor. So we can put as many synonyms as we like to fine tune our search. We can also put the priority date and the format has to be year, month and date. We can also limit it by inventor and assignee. So assignee is the one who has the right over the patent. Inventor is the person who has worked on the patent. Assignee could be an inventor also. Suppose an inventor has filed a patent, so he'll be both an assignee and an inventor. But most of the time, the assignee are the corporations who file a patent. And they give due credit to their inventors also. So the assignee is the company. Suppose since we are talking about glucose monitoring device, let Cipla be the company and the scientists who are working for Cipla, they'll be named under inventors. This is a patent office. It could be WO, US, EP, JP. W is your worldwide, US is your US jurisdiction, EP is your Europe, JP stands for Japan. You can also limit it by languages, English, German, Chinese, French. The status of the application, whether it is a granted application or it is a filed application. So whenever you file an application, you get an application number. And it goes through several steps of prosecution in which the examiner issues examination reports, which you need to respond. And if the examiner is satisfied that your invention is novel and inventive, a patent is granted to the applicant. And when the patent is granted, a patent number is issued to the particular technology. So application, the claims can be changed. And so you have little IP protection because it all depends upon the prosecution, what you will get at towards the end. And in the granted patents, all the claims, they have the main IP protection and you can stop other person from using the technology that is disclosed in those particular claims without your permission. Then type. There are two types of patents. It could be a utility patent. It could be a design patent. Utility patent is the one that covers all innovations. It could be a product, it could be a process. Whereas design patents only cover the look and feel. So if you make minor modifications in the design, you might get a design patent. So they are comparatively easier to get as compared to a utility patent. Then it depends upon the litigation, whether it has some related litigation in the past or there is no known litigation. Now coming back to the above field, we can sort the patent by relevance, like newest can come up and the oldest can go down. We can group the patents by classification, like patents that fall in the same class, they can come together. We can deduplicate them by family and publication, and we can increase the number of results to 10, 25, 50 and 100 per page. Right now the number of results are 10 per page. Suppose we look at this particular patent. So in this particular patent, we have an option that we can download the PDF of this particular patent. We can find the prior art and we can even find the similar patents. Suppose it is an EP patent that is issued by the European Patent Office and the current assignee is Medtronic Minimed Inc. These are the inventors. It has, this application has been filed. The sequence of events are also given. So let's download the PDF of this particular patent document. So this is a European patent document that gives date of publication, date of grant. You can see the publication date is different, 23/2019, and mention of the opposition decision. The mention of the grant is on 33/2016. This is the application number. This was filed in 2007. This is the international classification. This is the international application number. So this has come from PCT. There's an international publication number. This is the title. So this is a European patent application. We'll go back and find some US patent application also. Suppose let's go to this particular US patent. We can download the PDF from this particular section. So this is the body of a US patent application. So the inventors are Mr. Kazit J. Mehta, James Jalota, and Himanshu Patel. So they are the inventors. The assignee again is Medtronic Minimed Inc. I think Medtronic is filing a lot of patents in this particular field. This is the application number. So this is given the moment you file an application. The filing date is given. It was filed on March 30, 2011, and it was granted on January 10, 2012. You can see here. Okay, so this is the grant of date and this is the filing date. So it took around 1 year for the patent to get granted. This is the application number and this is the patent number. So application number and patent numbers are very different from each other. The prior publication data is also given. Related US application data is given. These are the international classifications. This is a US classification. So international is valid to all patents worldwide. US classification is restricted to the US examiners. They have their own classifications that they use and to define the patents of different domains. The primary examiner is Tariq Hafiz. The assistant examiner is Dayton J. Taylor. And the attorney agent of firm is Ingrassa Fisher. So with this particular thing, let's learn about some things about a body of a patent. So the first thing is title of the application. So to file a patent in India, the title should be placed at the top of the first page of the specification. It should be brief, technically accurate, and preferably about 15 words long. A title should not extend to 15 words, otherwise it becomes like a description. It should indicate the subject matter to which the invention belongs, and you should avoid terms like inventor's name, the word patent, use of abbreviations like etc., fancy words like best furniture, A and the articles, the words like new, improved, improvement. So all these words should be avoided whenever you're filing a title. The second portion of the specification is background. Let's see, this is an abstract. The figures are given at the top. So we need to actually best describe the invention in the form of diagrams and flowcharts. Because one of the main requirements for a specification is that it should be defined in that much of detail, and the best method of doing that particular innovation should also be explained, so that any layman can even replicate the invention by going through a specification. So this particular specification has a lot of diagrams and a lot of flowcharts to explain the process. So if you come here, let's go to the parts of this particular specification. So this is the title that we have already talked about. Then there's this field of the invention. So field of the invention is a statement to which the invention pertains. So basically the area in which the invention is there is written in the technical field. Then we have a background section. The background section should distinguish the invention from the existing prior art. Even if you want to have some drawings, you can put it the background drawings in case you want to explain the invention. And a description of the related art should be mentioned in the background. And you should specifically write like what modifications you have made in the background to make your innovative invention. So all drawbacks in the prior art, it should be mentioned in the background section. Then the third portion of the specification is summary. Summary is the general statement of the invention. It is distinct from abstract. So you looked at the abstract at the top. So abstract is a little brief. Some people, they have a habit of writing all the independent claims in the summary section also. It is separate and distinct from the abstract directed to the invention rather than the disclosure as a whole. It may point out the advantages of the invention and how it is solving the problems that are existing in the prior art. So background talks about the problems and summary talks about how those improvements are made. Objects of the invention should be treated briefly and to the extent that they contribute to the understanding of the invention. So the summary is the main gist of novel and inventive features that your invention relates to. And then moving down, we have several figures and then we describe each figure. Like it is a schematic representation of what? And these are, this particular pattern, it has around 42 figures. Flowcharts, schematic representation, what the diagram depicts. So the entire details have to be given. So basically a reference in the brief description of the drawings is given in the section 4, brief description of drawings. Then the section that comes is detailed description. In detailed description, you have to explain the best method of performing the invention. It should be well organized and should be easily understandable. It starts with a general overview and proceed with increasing levels of detail. It should also set forth several alternative working examples with drawing. And the main crux is that it should be described in such a manner that the reader having an ordinary level of skill in the relevant prior art can understand the construction and operation of the particular embodiment of the invention. Then let's come to the last portion, which is your claims. So all these pages you have no IP protection. The IP protection only lies in the claims that you have filed. So see, that much of detail you need to explain to get a patent document. So this is the end part. These are the claims that have the main protection. So claims are important because the right of the patentee are defined according to the claims. Basic identification of the invention, general content of the claim should be constituted by different features. They can be independent claims and dependent. Independent means a claim that stands on its own, that describes the gist of the invention. So here this is the independent claim, and you look at second claim, it is dependent on claim 1. So see, this is the entire specification, which is so many pages, I think 63 pages, and you just have 3 granted claims, in which all the claims, they are dependent on claim 1. So claim 1 is an independent claim, and claim 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are dependent claim, which further explain whatever is there in claim 1. So these 6 are the total number of claims in this particular patent document. Now coming back to this particular patent document, we have seen at the publication examiner all the details which are relevant to the patent are mentioned in the patent document. So now whenever you see a patent document, you should know how to read it. What are the different parts? So I'll just explain them once again. It has to be a title, background, brief summary, your explanation of the drawings, detailed description, claims, which can be independent or dependent, and an abstract. There's one other thing that is not mentioned, so we'll look at there's some provisional application also. So there are 2 options that an inventor has, depending upon what is the state of his invention. Suppose the invention is not complete. What the inventor can do is they can file a provisional patent application. So a provisional patent application is that describes the nature of the invention, including essential features of the invention. Claims and abstract may not be the part of the provisional specification, and it is the first step towards getting a patent if your invention is not complete. It has to be followed by complete specification within the time frame of 12 months. Because if you do not follow the 12 months timeline, your application will get abandoned. And you can make changes in the provisional specification, but the gist and the essential features should be contained. You can elaborate more on them at a later stage. And then this is a complete specification. In complete specification, you have to describe the invention in large number of details. Claim abstract are mandatory, and you cannot make any changes in this particular patent document. Once filed, no changes are allowed. Now coming back to a Google patent. So it has two other features also. Suppose this is a technology that we are working on, we can find prior art. If you click in this particular thing, so it will take the keywords from that particular patent and will identify the relevant prior art that it thinks are relevant to the patent that we have already disclosed. Now going back to the same patent, we can also find similar patents. Similar patents are the one which are very similar to this particular patent application you have filed. And then again you have three different options. You can download all the results without concepts. You can download the results with concepts. And you can also open the patent side by side. So let's first look at the download option, like what this option contains. Okay, a file has got downloaded. It is a CSV file. Let's open it. So it will contain the ID or the publication numbers of the patent. What is the title? What is the assignee? The name of the inventors? The priority dates? Suppose you file a provisional application, so the provisional will be priority date. So the date on which you file the provisional application, that will be the date that will be considered as a priority date. And the date you file your complete specification, that is your filing date. After 18 months, it gets published. So that would be a publication date. And depending upon the number of office actions or rejections or given by the patent office, the grant date would differ. And resultant link is also given. So you get all this information because you cannot do sorting on Google Patents. So you can download the data and do sorting. I'll just close this file and go back to Google Patent. We have an option to download the concepts also. This is the file with concepts. So in this, what happens is the main names, the domain, and sections like from where they pull out the keywords, all is given. This is not much of help, but this is another one feature that is given by Google Patents. Coming back to a patent, what it means by side. Suppose this is a patent that I want to read. I can open this patent side by side also. Suppose let me click on side by side. So this happens whenever, here the information given is not that much of detail. I click on this particular patent. So this patent will be open to me side by side. So I can download the PDF, read this particular text, and everything I can do side by side. So I hope you have understood this particular database and know how to operate it. So you can make any combination of keywords, put it in the search terms, and you will be able to do your searches. Thank you very much.